Welcome back to Sense or Sense. My name is Evan. I would appreciate you guys subscribing and liking the channel. I'm going to provide you all the information that I've learned over the last 20 plus years of being in the financial services field. I'm an active financial planner. I've been doing this for a long time. I've owned multiple businesses, and I think I wanted just to give back to everybody. And one of the things that I've been really good at over the last, say, 4 or 5 years is the credit card game, the rewards and points and cash back game that's associated with all these credit cards. I made a video the other day talking about the 4 different major companies: Capital One, Chase, Citi, and American Express. And you can go check that out for some generalized information on those 4 different companies if you're not familiar with them. I'll put a link in the description below for that at the end of this video. Today, I want to talk about a little bit about Capital One. There's really one major card that Capital One issues that I would recommend for anybody that has a good credit score. Anybody that has like under a 720 is probably not going to get approved for it, but anybody over 720, it's the card that I would get first with Capital One. That card is the Capital One Venture X. And let me get into why I like this card so much. I've had this card for about 3+ years now. My wife also has it, so we have 2 of them in our household, and we use all the benefits and get all of our money back essentially off the annual fee that's charged every single year. So the first thing to know is, yes, there is an annual fee. It's $395, and you know it's a lot of money for people that aren't going to use the card. This is not a card that you get and throw it in your sock drawer or don't use on a regular basis. It is a solid all-around card that I recommend using for day-to-day spending. It can be what they call the catch-all card. It's the card that you can use for any areas of purchases that don't get more than 2x back on spend. So let me explain why I like it so much. The major reason I like it is that you get 2 points per dollar spent on everything. And there's no cap, there's no limit, there's no trying to figure out which card you should use in certain circumstances. It's a real easy card to use. You don't have to worry about spending too much or spending too little. And I like the 2x return because obviously a lot of cards out there have multipliers or bonuses for certain categories, but then their standard spend is usually only 1x or 1.5x or 1% or 1.5%. The thing I like about Capital One's Venture X is that it's 2x, 2 points per dollar. And the reason why I like the 2 points per dollar is I'm a big travel fan. I would recommend that you guys take those points and you can basically send them out, transfer them to multiple different airlines. Those airlines are listed on CapitalOne.com, and that's a more advanced topic to convert your points to travel by transferring it out. You can use the Capital One portal, which will give you 1 cent per dollar, which is a decent choice if you're not willing to do the research on where you should transfer the points to go certain places. I would also say that each year, going back to the annual fee, each year $300 of that annual fee can be immediately redeemed via a credit on Capital One's travel portal. And you want to make sure that you get that, because that's the majority of the reason why you can make the annual fee worthwhile for yourself. So you need to make sure that you make at least 1 travel purchase, or you can make it multiple travel purchases on CapitalOneTravel.com. And the nice thing about that is you can do rental cars, you can do hotels, you can do flights. My recommendation is, you should go on there and use that pretty early in the year if you can, even if you're booking something for 4 or 5 months, 6 months out. They have most things available for up to a year out. And use that credit and make sure you get that credit. It comes directly off your statement. You don't ever have to pay it. So you can go book a $300 hotel today and they immediately credit your statement for $300. So it's great. And that effectively reduces your annual fee down to $95. Well, the other $95 is covered essentially by their annual bonus. Each year that you have this card, you're going to receive 10,000 bonus points, and those 10,000 bonus points are worth at least $100 at 1 cent per point. I usually, as I said, transfer them out to transfer partners, and I get anywhere between 2 all the way up to as much as 7 or 8 cents per point. But I usually use about 2 cents per point as my baseline. So if I'm getting 10,000 points, then that's worth $200 to me. So now you can see how the annual fee of $395 is not very much for me to cover. I get $300 travel credit, which I've already used this year. So is my wife. We used that on a couple of hotel bookings that we already used. And then we got our annual bonus since we've been card members for several years. And I've already transferred some points over for a future flight that I'm going to take the very beginning of next year, actually. So I got a redemption of 7 points per dollar on that, but you can see how the value starts to add up quickly. I'm going to make a video at some point in the very near future about how you can transfer those points over to travel partners, but that again is a much more advanced technique. So I wanted to stick to the basics of why I like this particular card through Capital One. Another major benefit that you get with the Capital One Venture X is that there are no foreign transaction fees. That's important if you're traveling overseas. You also have access to a $100 TSA pre-check or global entry credit once every 4 years. Now, if you don't have global entry or TSA pre-check and you plan on traveling, I highly suggest that you get it, especially if you have the Venture X card. They're going to give you the credit for paying for that anyways. So you can go on and you can sign up for global entry. It's $100, and then Capital One will essentially credit your account within a few business days, up to, I think it takes up to 14 business days, but I got mine, I think, within about 4 or 5 business days. So again, that adds additional value, an extra $100 every 4 years to your card, or $25 a year if you want to look at it that way, and it just makes that annual fee even less problematic. So, you know, these are all the things that I like. And then the last thing I'll say is that 2x spend on everything is a nice, easy way of just not having to worry about what you need to use every single day. When you go out and buy things, you can just use the same card for most everything. You might have one other card, 2 other cards, something like that, that you use for grocery and gas, but you can use the Capital One Venture X for every other thing. This is what I tell my wife to do all the time. She doesn't like the points game like I do. So I give her the benefit and say, hey, go use your Venture X on everything that you buy except for gas and groceries, basically. So that's the reason why I like the Capital One Venture X. I'm going to put a link in the description below for a referral bonus. I will, full disclosure, I will get a bonus point redemption basically if you guys sign up using my link. And but it will give you the ability to see the card. It will give you the ability to get a sign-up bonus. The sign-up bonuses are always very beneficial. So after you spend a certain amount in the first 90 days, you can obtain a sign-up bonus, and that's going to be very beneficial for you. It's basically free money. So check out the link below, and if you feel generous, you can use my link to sign up. It will help out my channel, as I don't have any sponsors. I don't get paid for this. I'm not monetized by Google right now. So I just wanted to reach out and tell you guys about the Venture X. It's my favorite card with Capital One, and it's the main reason why I do business with Capital One. If you'd like to know about other cards with Capital One, the other one that's really well known is the Saver. Reach out to me, leave a comment below. Again, like the video, subscribe. Thanks guys, I'll see you soon.